Hello everyone. Good evening. I'm Radha Kundalia. Ahmedabad Book Club and Karma Foundation brings you a conversation with author Kakkar. Ritu Kakkar brought up in Mumbai and married in Delhi for 23 years now. She has been an avid reader from the beginning. Ritu loves reading about romance, drama, fantasy, humor in all emotional upheavals, be that Mills and Boons, Nicholas Sparks, or even Sidney Sheldon. Even at 43, she still goes all gooey eyes during mushy scenes. The sparks in her marriage help the romance of her creative work, and her lovely children keep her updated with juicy stories from all around the world. She's surrounded by love, positivity, and a supportive family who always encourages her to create new stories. She lives every character she creates and always tries to keep her stories as honest as she can. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, firstly, ma'am, tell us about your inspiration in your journey as a writer.
My journey as a writer, it was a very sudden decision. It wasn't planned or it wasn't a very decisive decision. It just happened. I was writing something one afternoon and that paragraph became a whole story for me. My first book was started with that one paragraph. And from then on, it was just history. I kept writing. So
Ma'am, then the title of the book, The Stories About You, Me, or Them, is very interesting. Can you tell us more about it?
this is a set of 10 short stories, and it's got all different emotions, different thoughts, and different kind of setbacks everyone faces in life. It's just my previous book was again a short story, so it was all about women. So this time round, I thought to encourage the perspective from male point of view as well. So my this particular book has around few stories about how men react in certain situations, how they deal with it, and it's all short stories. It's all about different emotions. There is something about a mother and a son. There is about husband, wife. There is about lost love, friendship.
Ma'am, like you said, we human beings face lots of emotion in our entire life. And among all those emotions of the human beings, which one is your most favorite?
Love. That's one of the most constant, one of the most important, and the most core of any relationship. So love is one of the most important emotion in my life for me.
And coming to life, ma'am, we are talking about life. Do you believe that final destination of our life is living a peaceful life?
I think everybody aims for that, but I don't think that's our final destination. Peace in life is essential at any point of your life. The final destination is when you feel the wholesome again, when you feel you have achieved what you actually wanted to rather than keep craving for more. So, peace is something every step of your life you will want. You, even between all the struggles and the setbacks and everything, peace is something we all desire every second. So, I don't think that's our final destination.
Ma'am, you rightly said everything that we struggle for, it is a part of it.
True.
And I was truly impressed the way how the author has narrated Smile Away the Tears. Can you tell us about your experience?
Which book? About which one?
I like when the author narrates that Smile Away the Tears. Can you tell us
Uh,
about that experience?
that was a story about a wife who discovers her husband has not been faithful to her, and how she learns to change her whole life in that one moment and accept that she's not going to waste it crying away on because of it, and how she believes that maybe smiling it away and for the family and for the love of her child, how she needs to move beyond it without actually holding on to the grudge, but at the same time not accepting her husband and his infidelity. So it's about that.
Like truly, a woman's life is really hard, and it was brilliantly expressed. Like smile away the tears.
Thank you.
Which is your favorite short story among the 10 and why, ma'am?
Honestly, each story is very, very close to my heart. So I cannot say there is one particular story that I liked more than the other because each story is, I actually, when I'm writing my stories, I live through them. So I experience each emotion that I'm writing. So for me, each story has a little bit of importance in its own way. So I have no favorites. They're all the same to me.
That is why, ma'am, you bring those stories into life, and it really creates a magic.
I hope that's my aim in life. So create little magic for somebody and or maybe bring some hope in someone's life.
Yeah. Ma'am, coming about writing to stories, according to you, which is more important, the plot, the characterization, or the story?
They're all interconnected. Without a good story, you cannot have good characters, and without good characters, you cannot have a good plot. So I believe they're all interconnected. When I write a story, I do not actually I am not down with a plot or a character in mind. My writing just goes with the flow. What comes to my mind, I write it on paper. So I believe all of them are very closely related to each other. You can't separate them from each other.
And ma'am, are your characters driven from real life incidents, or it is just your imagination?
Some of them are from real life. I've seen them happen around me, or I've heard stories, or I've experienced some of the emotions. So between all of that, among all of that, I pick the I when I write, I pick those emotions and I write them on. I might fabricate the situations and the whole scenario, but emotions, yes, I tend to pick them up from reality around me.
That is wonderful, ma'am. And ma'am, if we talk about a writer's journey, we know it is not an easy journey. It is quite a tough one. Did you face any
Absolutely.
writer's block, and how did
No,
you overcome it?
no, I haven't experienced a writer's block. Though actually, you can't. I won't call it a writer's block. It's just one of my stories, which has been in my bag for a very long time now, for 2 years now. It's practically written, finished, has been edited twice, but the last draft is not being completed because there is something I feel is missing. So that is, if that's called a writer's block, I will say so. But yes, otherwise, I keep having ideas. So I've never experienced any part of my time where I feel I cannot write. I'm always up with something to write with. So not as such.
And ma'am, I have read also somewhere that a writer is never satisfied with his or her own creativity. They always look for more.
Absolutely. That is something even I agree with. Because if I read my very first story, I keep finding faults, mistakes here and there in it. In my second, again. So even right now, until and unless I'm absolutely satisfied with my story or I feel something, as I said, my one of my very good no, one of my favorite novels, I'm not completing it because something is not satisfying my mind. So my editor is actually fed up of me and she stopped calling and asking me what's happening with the story because until unless I don't get that feel, what I've missed on it, I don't think I'm going to work on it. The satisfaction should be there.
Yeah. And ma'am, can you read out your favorite lines from the book?
Oh, I have many. If I like, in fact, the poetries in the book I can always read. There are so many poetries in the book, so I surely would. Okay, the truth. That's one of the this. Life will always be sorrowful. Life will always give us pain. We can't change it, but we can change our attitude towards it.
Wow.
So that's one of the words of my stories, Broken Heart. So that was a small end to the whole situation.
It was beautifully penned, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am, the cover page of your book also looks beautiful. The way these words are
Thank you.
arranged. Can you tell us
That's
more
my
about
son.
the cover page? Oh,
This cover was done by my son. He has
oh,
helped
wow.
me in the last two books of mine. Even my previous book, my short stories about love, loss, life, laughter, and more. That cover was done by him, and so was this. He has designed this cover for me. I just
It
told
looks
him that.
beautiful.
Thank you. I just told him this is what my story is all about, and he came up with this whole idea on his own.
Yeah. It's like a crossword puzzle with every word having a deeper meaning.
It it is. That was the whole concept for it.
Yeah. Ma'am, can you tell us more about the narrative style as well?
Um, my narration, I think it's a little too verbose. I cannot write it in a story form. My most of my stories are more talkative, like me. So I make it a point when I'm talking about my stories or writing, it has got a lot of conversation, or it's got a lot of emotions written in words. It doesn't go with the storyline. It just goes with a person talking to her or himself. That's the way I like telling my stories to everybody. So the entire concept of my writing has always been a little more verbose than anything else.
And like they said, at the end of the day, only you can teach yourself in the best way. Talking to ourselves is really important.
Absolutely. That's one thing. Actually, it's a habit of mine. I have a situation or something, I like to talk to myself, to discuss the whole scenario loudly to myself. So I make my characters do that in their mind. Or like in my second book, I made my character talk a lot. So that was one of the things, because that's basically my style of writing. I like
Yeah.
talking a lot. So some way or the other, I make my characters also talk a lot.
And that really connects to the audience because somewhere or the other, we all do that. Ma'am, we would also like to know about your future plans. What is in store there for us? What more will we get to see?
I'm hoping to have one of my another pocket books out in by end of December, by maybe first week December or by end of December. I'm already working on it. So this past month I was a little busy with my daughter traveling, so I was preoccupied. But now that I'm got nothing to do, I'll be starting with that again. So that book is practically in the bag. Just got to give it finish touching and everything.
Yeah. We can't wait
So
to read that as well, ma'am.
thank you. I'm hoping that book is also going to be a different concept totally. So I'm hoping it leaves an impact for everybody.
It surely will, ma'am. And
Thank you.
like your journey, your way of writing, everything in you, it is inspiring in a certain way. Like to go with the flow, to write what you have in your mind, to pen down your thoughts. So, would you like to give any message to our audience to inspire them to write as well?
The best way to write is what you feel. Don't question what your emotions are, or don't question your thoughts, and don't question what you're feeling at that moment. Just write it. And correcting it or working around it is just second part of your writing journey. But when you're writing something, what comes to your mind, it is what you truly believe and feel. I believe that's what you should write down. If you don't believe in something, writing it down doesn't make sense. Sometimes you just feel, at least personally for me as a individual, I feel if I don't feel the emotions of what I'm writing, or I don't believe in what I'm writing, then it's just words for me. So a person should always write what he feels, or he or she feels is right for him, and never stop writing. If you like writing, never stop writing, never question your writing, just go with the flow. It's the best way. You will get there when you have to. You'll get the right path for yourself.
Like, write what your heart says.
Exactly. Absolutely.
So, thank you, ma'am. Thank
Thank
you
you so
for
much.
joining us, and
No,
we
it
wish
was
you.
an absolute pleasure. It was my pleasure. It was very sweet of you. And thank you so much for making me feel so comfortable and easy.
Thank you, ma'am. And we wish you
Thank
all the
you.
best, ma'am, for your
Thank
future
you.
endeavors.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank
It
you,
was an
ma'am.
absolute pleasure.
Yeah. Same here, ma'am.
You take care. Thank you. Nice meeting
Thank
you.
you. Same here, ma'am. Thank
And
you.
all the very best to you too.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Take care.